is able to get here. I hear that he is on his way. It'll also be followed by opening remarks from our colleagues on the Fisheries Subcommittee. And let me turn this over to Chairman Padilla.
Thank you, Senator Merkley. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you to my colleagues, both sides of the aisle, for participating in this joint hearing between our respective subcommittees, mine being the Senate Environment and Public Works Subcommittee on Fisheries, Water, and Wildlife. Today, we have the privilege of co-chairing this hearing, along with our Republican colleagues. It's going to be a substantive but important discussion. You see, we're teaming up to examine the issue of microplastics, including nanoplastics, in our drinking water and in wastewater. So I want to just not brag too much, but call attention to my involvement in the issue since before I even joined the Senate. In fact, I was serving as California Secretary of State in the year 2020 when I joined Senator Dan Sullivan from Alaska at a virtual event hosted by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology focused on the dangers of plastic pollution. Each of us sharing our work experience and legislative experience at that point. And as Senator Sullivan so eloquently articulated then, we knew that the issue truly can be an opportunity for bipartisan cooperation, especially as we support this emerging area of research. And while the study of microplastics is in fact still emerging, one thing we do know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is where we can find microplastics. Because the answer is everywhere. It's all around us. These tiny, sometimes microscopic shards and fragments of plastic, less than 5 millimeters in length, have been found in the clouds above our skies, in the depths of the oceans, and literally everywhere in between. Now, just last summer, here's another, I'm not trying to brag too much, but I participated in the annual Lake Tahoe Summit, the 27th annual Lake Tahoe Summit, where the governors and senators from both California and Nevada convene at the lake to talk about cooperation between our states and the federal government to protect this tremendous jewel, this tremendous natural resource. And I was reminded that even in a natural wonder like Lake Tahoe, given its high elevation, given its pristine, clear blue water, surrounded by nothing but scenic mountaintops and trees, with all the multi-state, multi-jurisdictional environmental protections, even there, microplastics is a problem. So it's no surprise that if you can find them there, then you'll find them in everyday products like plastic water bottles with, quote, hundreds of thousands of bits of plastic per liter of water. These findings should alarm us, folks, should alarm us into action. Just how pervasive are microplastics in the water that we drink? Well, I'm proud to say that in California, we're trying to lead the way in trying to answer the question as the first government in the world to set requirements for testing microplastics in drinking water. States trying to lead the way. And this serves as a model, by the way, that other states as well as the federal government can follow in the coming years. Yet we also know that microplastics are already so common that increasingly we've found them in stomachs of sea animals, in our own food and water, and yes, even in human lungs and bloodstreams. So while we continue to learn more and more about the presence of microplastics on the planet, the question must also become, what are the potential impacts of microplastics on human health? And to explore just that, I want to thank all of our witnesses for being here today. I'm certainly looking forward to hearing more about the state of your research and how Congress can help protect the health of not just our environment, but our constituents and the future generations. And with that, thank you again, Senator Merkley. If I can now hand it over to a ranking member of our subcommittee, my friend and colleague, Senator Lummis.
Thank you, Chairman Merkley, and thank you, Chairman Padilla. As you were talking, I had a recollection and a mental image. I got to fly over Lake Tahoe in a very small plane.